Well, the Zone 6 passes opened up and there was crazy amounts of fighting all over the map in KVK2. In this video, I'm going to give you a breakdown of what's been going on and why it's taken me so long to create this content for you, so stick around. What is up, everybody? PsychOut here with another Rise of Kingdoms video, and here we are with a KVK2 update. The last time we checked in, Zone 5 had opened up. We had gone through the Zone 4 passes, and we had battled against our enemies into Zone 5. And as the dust sort of settled, both sets of allies had sort of secured two Zone 5s. We had a Zone 5 with one of our allies, and our other two allies were sharing a Zone 5 together, while our enemy kingdoms each had Zone 5s of their own. But then those level 5 passes opened up, opening up Zone 6. And I said before, who knows, KVK could be decided during Zone 6. And there was crazy, just absolutely insane amounts of fighting in Zone 6. We fought for days. We fought all day long, all night long. Both our allies and our enemies, it just seemed like there was constant action. There was constant need for players to be online to keep up with the fast pace. So I'm going to take a look at the map here and show you how things have been going in this KVK. All kinds of crazy things happened. And I'm going to take you back out to sort of where everything began, and that's over here in, remember, we started in Zone 4 over here in Lucerne, and we pushed our way, in our last video I showed that we had pushed our way out here into Zone 5 and secured this Zone 5. And then when these passes opened up, our kingdom went two different routes. Our kingdom, one alliance, LR, went into Maka, and the other alliance, NF, went into Kalka over here. So, or Kalcha, I don't know how to pronounce it, but in any case, we went to both of those zones. Notice that our allies over here, Kingdom 52, also went to Kalcha. And there was lots of fighting. It doesn't look like that now. When you look at the map, now and you go, wow, you guys had complete control of that zone. Absolutely not. There was chaos. There was fighting all through the middle of that zone for days and days until eventually our forces were able to secure that zone. And you notice secure the level 5 pass there and actually push into the enemy Zone 5. More on that in a second. At the same time, another group of us had gone to Maka to fight in this zone and try to secure this Zone 6. And we fought again for days on into this zone. Started out very slowly pushing. In fact, you can see some of this dead territory up here. Our enemies had a Kingdom 48, had an Alliance Fortress there. Kingdom 40 had an Alliance Fortress also here in the middle. So there was all kinds of things happening here. And eventually we were able to also secure this zone, again with the help of our allies from Kingdom 52. But that even that took days and days of work to do. Most recently, our kingdom has pushed out into this Zone 5. Notice that our opponents are still alive and well here. Kingdom 48, Kingdom 40 they've pushed up into Akuri. We didn't really put much presence into Akuri. Kingdom 37 and 47 really focused more on Dimbroko, the kingdom that I'm going to show you in a second. And so really 48 and 40 got sort of a free pass into Akuri. They really took advantage of that. You can see they have pretty much everything there. They in fact have pushed into Zone 5 Havana of both kingdoms 37 and 47, but there's been a lot of tussling back and forth. And one of the really interesting things about KVK is that many kingdoms are often country based or based in one location, meaning that the time zone when they're most active is different for different kingdoms. And so, we would see this sort of tug of war thing going on where some of our opponents would really gain a lot of ground. We wouldn't have very many people active and they would really push us a lot, burn a lot of flags. And then the reverse would happen right the next day. So there's a lot of highs and lows in KVK in terms of who's winning, who's losing, all of those kinds of things. So here is Dimbokro, or Dimbo, as people like to call it for short. You can see that there's still all kinds of stuff going on here. We see Kingdom 45's got lots of alliance fortresses. I don't know if I've seen a kingdom with so many alliance fortresses. They just had tons and tons of players online. Very, very active kingdom. Kingdom 36 has still got alliance fortresses in here. 47, 37. We've built NF50 up here, 47, 52. All kinds of kingdoms have piled into this Dimbroko, where the real fighting has been going on for days and days and days, and pretty much nonstop. So there's rumors abound that maybe our opponents have surrendered or called it quits for this KVK. I don't really know. I can tell you one thing: our opponents are very tough. They fought hard, and we had to fight really hard. And there were many times during this KVK where we thought, man, I don't know if we can keep going. I don't know if we can keep going at this pace, because it was unbelievable amounts of fighting. And just to give you an idea of how much fighting I've been doing, and not just me, of course, it's an absolute team effort. You cannot, I don't care how big of a whale you are, you cannot carry your kingdom into a KVK and win a KVK all by yourself. It takes a massive collective effort, which is one of the things that I love about Rise of Kingdoms, is that it really takes leadership and teamwork and everybody coming together and coordinating efforts to really win in this game. And so it's very cool. In any case, been doing tons of fighting myself. Of course, my allies and my teammates, my alliance mates, all of them have been fighting like crazy. I said at the outset of this KVK that my goal was to get 30 million kills, and I have really good news. We did achieve that goal. And we can go to the Crusader achievements, and we can jump to the individual tab. Yes, maybe? Yeah, okay. And you can see there's a few individual achievements I haven't done yet. I haven't done enough alliance flag building, things like that. I'll be pushing for honor here in a little while. More on that. That's one other thing I would like to do. One other goal I have for this KVK is to actually get one of those city skins to finish in the top 20 in honor. We'll see if I can do it. I'm a long ways out right now because I've been doing so much fighting, but I think if I can focus on pushing honor, that I've got a real shot at getting up there, but we'll see how it goes. But let's jump down to the interesting stuff, the kills. Unfortunately, it really stops tracking your kills once you get to 25 million. Going into or after Zone 5 had opened up, before Zone 6, I had around 8.5 million kills. And I was like, okay, well, not even a third of the way to the goal. Am I going to get to my goal? And wow, did it not take long once the action got going. Then there was just an explosion of fighting. Kills were just coming in by the millions. It was easy to get 1 million kills in just a couple of hours. And I'm going to make a whole separate video about how to do this, how to get 25 million kills, how to get 30 million kills in a KVK. I'll have a whole separate video on that. In any case, in this particular KVK, I've actually kept track of, because like I said here, it stops at 25 million. I ultimately got 30,237,673 kills. Not that the details on that really matter. By the way, that's all T4 and T5 kills. I don't include any T1 or T2. I didn't keep track of any of that. But I did keep track of my T4 and T5 kills. And so we got over 30 million kills, which was our goal for this KVK. I wanted to see if we can do 30 million kills, and we did. So that is awesome. Now, for those of you that are curious, I realize, I don't know if I've ever showed my kill points in any of these videos. And I think it's important to show that, because when I talk about getting 30 million kills, I think it's really important for people to understand where those kills come from or how I've gotten those kills. And prior to this KVK, I don't think anybody would have been very impressed with my kill total. I'm not even sure anybody would be impressed with my kill points now, given that this is my 5th KVK. And I have reasons why those kill points are not that high. I don't really want to make excuses, but at the end of the day, there were many KVKs where there wasn't a lot of opportunity for somebody like me at the power level that I was at and the things that were going on to do a lot of fighting. This is where we're at right now. We've gotten about 35, nearly 36 million T4 kills, 13 million T5 kills. You'll notice a couple of other things. I pretty much don't kill T1. I don't go around hunting gatherers for T1 kills. I don't try to get cheap kills that way. The kill point system really is nice now because some people who have, lots of people will have hundreds of millions of T1 kills where they trade T1 kills for Mightiest Governor events and things like that. And I've just never done that. I've just always fought against T4 and T5. I mean, in KVK, some early KVKs, KVK1 and 2, there was some T3 out there occasionally that you would pick up some kills on. But for the most part, all my kills are T4 and T5. You can see a big chunk of those are T5. I've said in other videos, I try to focus T5 players. I feel like that's my role and my responsibility to the kingdom. So that's where I'm at. It's not a super impressive kill total. I get that. Like, hey, look, this guy's played 5 KVKs and that's all he's got. Keep in mind that going into this KVK, I only had 255 million kill points. So in this KVK alone, we have doubled, more than doubled our kill points. So again, and that was the goal. That's why we wanted to shoot for 30 million, because I knew if I got 30 million kills, I would at least double my kill points, which really was an important goal to me. I really want to get these kill point stats up. We've taken almost 2 million deads, which is not a ton of deads, but we're working on that. I think I've got around 300,000 deads. 300,014 deads. I'll get about 94,000 of those back, and we can see what I'm going to be getting back. About 81,000 T5 infantry, which will be nice. About 7,000 T5 cavalry and about 5,600 T5 archers. For some reason, I have some other weird deads, and I have no idea how I got those deads. I must have accidentally sent some troops to attack something or swarm something, and I didn't even realize that those troops were in the march. And so that was probably a colossal mistake. But anyway, somehow or another, some of those troops ended up dying as well. But so not a lot of deads. There's a pretty good reason for that, for me in particular. And I'm going to have another video coming out where I talk about the role that you play in KVK2. What is what is the thing that you do? What is the thing that you contribute to your team? And it's really important to understand that role and to play the KVK in such a way that you can be successful in that role. And in particular for me, my major role in this KVK was field fighting, clearing the field, because that has a massive impact on your garrison and rally game if you can clear the field. And I'm not really a rally leader. I have pretty good gear, but I don't have top gear. So I didn't really lead too many rallies, although I did lead a garrison or two. I also did lead a rally or two here and there. In fact, let me just go ahead and pull those up for you now. Here's the situation where I was in the garrison and it did not go very well. So in this case, we were trying to push out and we were desperately needed a garrison captain. I threw my guys in the garrison. We were in a very difficult spot to defend. It was really hard for us to get reinforcements. We only had like 3 or 4 cities that could teleport into this area, and it was just really hard to get our reinforcements through. And our opponents were doing a nice job cutting off our reinforcements, so they couldn't really get to the flag. And ultimately, even though, it wasn't a good garrison effort, we actually ended up trading okay. But by power, obviously, we lost quite a bit. 45,000, 46,000 of that by power. Obviously, we can heal back up. It still has a pretty big hospital and cost. But nonetheless, in terms of the deads, they were about even. I'll show you the troop buffs if it's still here. Yeah. So I have okay gear. This was my best infantry gear that I have on my Charles Martel and YSG. You can see I've got a lot of infantry health on that one. My opponent was using Edward YSG. The Edward's not expertise, which is kind of interesting. I think overall my stats are quite a bit better, but again, because we could not reinforce, it was very difficult to defend this one. You can see that my opponents had plenty more troops in the garrison or in the effort rather than what I had. They ended up with more than let's see, if you total up their deads, they're slightly wounded and remaining, they had 2+ million in there, and I don't think we ever got any reinforcements really in ours. It was really, that's all we had was the 1.1 million that were ever in there. We did do a little bit of AoE damage. I really like YSG in the garrison because the AoE damage does pick up a few extra deads here and there. So if you scroll through and you go, okay, well, so ultimately that wasn't too bad. this was the first time I've ever, in 5 KVKs, this is the first time I've ever launched a city rally, including just playing the game in home kingdom. And it was actually quite devastating for my opponent. I do feel bad. I mean, I know it's the nature of the game, but I mean, this was just an absolute shellacking for my opponent here. We took 36,000 dead, my opponent 447,000. And I think that was pretty much it. I think there was a little bit of swarm that was done afterwards, but that was it. And this is a case where you have Richard on the wall, and Richard on the wall is usually a disaster. And that's exactly what happened here. I did have another Alliance flag defense, and this time we were in a much better position, a much better place where I could defend. And so in this Garrison situation, we did, very, very well from a trade standpoint. It's interesting. The power looks really close, but again, a lot of that power, we can heal back the 12,007 wounds that our opponents can't. And I think we also did some AoE damage there as well, another 18,500 dead for our opponent. So a couple of Garrison situations, a couple of rally situations, but for the most part, I was not involved in rallies. I was just doing on the field battling and lots of swarming down of rallies, which is an important topic we're going to talk about in our upcoming Garrison and rally video. So that's how I got 30 million kills, was mostly field fighting, mostly preserving my troops for the field. And that's what was really important. And that's what I mean when I say I didn't take a lot of dead troops. It's really important if you understand your role. And in this case, my role being on the field was that I had to be able to field 5 50% expanded T5 marches on the field pretty much all the time. So if I started taking deads and I have troops in my hospital, then I can't do that very effectively. I need to be able to field those marches, clear the field out so that our Garrison and rally leaders can do their thing. That's what's been going on with this KVK. Crazy amounts of fighting, crazy amounts of killing. I'm exhausted. We've got 300,000 dead troops. We've got 30 million kills. We've still got a lot to do. We've still got to push for honor. We've still got to figure out what we're doing for end of KVK rewards. How are those being split up among our allies? I have nothing to do with that. We have to figure out, if we're swapping any fortresses with any of our opponents. I have no idea. That's all for somebody else to decide, and I'm glad I don't have to deal with it. But I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, press the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you have questions, you have comments, if you want to know things about this KVK, just leave that down below. If you want to hear something else about KVK2, you want to know more about different KVK2 strategies, again, we've got rallies, garrisons, all of those kinds of things coming. Leave a comment down below and I'll make sure to create some content for you about that. Looking forward to dropping a lot more videos now that it seems like maybe most of the fighting is over and I can finally concentrate a little bit more on creating content for you guys. So thanks a lot, everybody, and we'll see you soon.